Hey, how's it going? Welcome back to the channel. Today we have an interesting puzzle in front of us. It's called Donut, and I think you can see why it is called that. It's by Mimec, which I don't know that I've done a puzzle by them before, so that's always good. Let's just jump in these rules real quick because there's not a whole lot to them. I think it's meant to be more or less just, this is the rule, let's see what we can do with it type of a situation. So we've got normal Sudoku, so every row, column, and 3x3 box will contain the digits 1 through 9 once each. Then we've got killer cages, so digits within a cage must add up to the total in the corner, and digits cannot repeat within a cage. So these 3 digits will add to 8, you can't repeat them. These will add to 11, you can't repeat digits, etc., across the board. So we're going to have to figure out what some of our options are for some of these things and see how they interact with the other cages, and then run from there. So those are the rules. Let's just get into it. Links in the description below. Alrighty, so first thing, we know there's a 1 in this 8, so let's just put that there. We know there's a 1 in one of these. I don't know if I want to cross over here. And am I going to really get anything out of this process here? We might have to jump into math, or we might have to think of some other groupings of digits that we might be able to use. Doing a quick scan, just see if there's anything else in here that I can think of that would be a given. There really isn't. So let's see if we can look at math in any real shape or form. Because I mean, if you think about these 2 blocks or these 2 blocks or what have you, we can add those up. There's always going to be a lot of leftover, which is probably going to leave a ton of options. Now we know that every row, column, and region are going to add to 45. So we're going to know that these 2 columns will add to 90. Well, that's 1935. So if those are only 35, these have to add to 55. That we have tons of room to do that, though. I guess you could say that this here is a maximum 14. So let's say that is 14. We're now looking for 41 between these options. 30 minus 24. No, we can get up to 54 in these guys pretty easily. So we could have a 9876 quad here, which of course is 30, and then a 987 here gets us to 24. So there's still quite a bit of movement there. What about this guy? Because these digits are even lower. Because we're looking at 27 from these guys. I'm going to do a quick color there too, and say that these guys here have to add up to 63. Now that is a little bit more stringent. And we could also say that the most that this could be is actually 9. Because we couldn't do 10 because this could be a 1. I'm going to put a little mark of 9 there. Not the saying that the 9 is the digit here, because obviously it isn't, but what did I say? 63? Not 1727, 63. So this could be 30. This could be 24. We're at 54. This adds to 9. That is exactly 63. Okay. So this is what this are. These have to add to 9. This has to be a 2. These have to be 9876. These have to be 987. And then these 2 digits are going to have to add to 9 in some way. So it's either going to be like a 6-3 or a 5-4. We're going to know that these guys here are 7s, 8s, and 9s. This 2 here says this is a 1-3-4. Because it's only 2 ways to make 8. It's either 1-2-5 or 1-3-4. The 2 takes away that possibility. Okay, we can take this further with the X-Wings. We know one of these is going to have a 6 in it, so that's a 6 on X-Wings. There can't be a 6 here. This is a 5-4 pair. That's going to tell us we have an X-Wing on 4s, so one of these is a 4. And we know one of these is a 6. We just said there's an X-Wing on 6s. Does the 4 and the 5 kick back into here? I'm trying to think of how we can make the rest of this start to kick into gear now. I don't know if there is anything exactly on these guys. What about let's continue the process down this way? Because you know these are 1, 2, 3, and 4, so the bare minimum these can be is 5 and 6. Well, that would be 11. So this has to at least be a 5, or the most it can be, excuse me, is a 5. Can't be 4, could be a 3, could be a 1, can't be 2. Does that take us anywhere? Could this guy... It can't have a 9 on this, can we? Which means one of these is going to be a 9, which is going to be very helpful. Because if I was to put a 9 on this, the 2 remaining digits would have to add to 7. The least I could ever put on here would be a 5. Oh no, we could make it work. Because it could be 9, 6, 1. Ah, shoot. I thought I had something there. 9, 6, and 1. Well, that doesn't work, though. Because if we were to put the 9 on here, it would have to be a 9, 6 pair. And that would force 7 and 8 to both be over here, and that would break this. This doesn't have a 9 on it. This does, which means this is not 9, this is. These are not 9s. Okay. Then we have to put a 7-8 pair here because of this. So this is 15, so this is 1. This is not 1. This here is just 9, 5, and 6. Okay. This is not a 6. Those 2 is... And this is just a 1 by Sudoku. These are givens now, 2 3s and 4s. What are you 2? 6 and... Well, we don't quite know, right? Because these 3 are 2, 3, and 6. But let's see what that does for us. This obviously can't be a 2. 1, 3, 4. Just trying to see if there's anything else in here that's just a given. We know there's 4s and 5s here. This can't be a 6, because this is a 6, 7, 8. Well, duh, we already knew this was 6s. Hello. Okay, what else do we know? 6, 7, 8, 9. I guess we know what these just are. They, excuse me. They are for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and this can't be 4 or 5, because we know there's a 4 and a 5 here. Now let's see if we can start to pare these things down a little bit more. Because again, we know the 8 has a 1 in it, but I don't know that we can say where it is exactly. What about this digit? It can't be 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, or 9, so it is also a 1, 2, or 3. which means 3, 4, 5. This can never be 1 or 2. Could it ever be 3? Yeah, I guess it could be. No, it can't be. This couldn't be 3, because if it was a 3, these would have to be a 3-2 pair. That's never going to work. Okay, so this guy here is containing the 1, of course, now. It is going to either be the 1, 2, 5 or the 1, 3, 4. Can we take this any further? We know there's 4s and 5s in this guy. This can't be a 9. Because these guys can't add... This can't be an 8 either. Because these guys... We think about the 11 cage. If it's a 9, these are both 1s. If it's an 8, this is a 1-2 pair. So this is either 6 or 7 at the moment. Do we take it down this way? Probably the best way to look at it, right? Let's just mark some of the other things so we don't forget what we're looking at. Okay. Let's think about you. If you are a 6, these have to add to 5. They can't use a 2, so it'd be a 1-4 pair. That would force this to be a 3. That would set all this off. That's fine. If this is a 7, okay, this is going to be helpful. It's going to tell us this is a 1, I think. If this is a 7, these have to add to 4. Therefore, it's a 1-3 pair, which means there's always a 1 here, which means this isn't. Which means this is. This is a 1-3-4 triple. One of these will be a 1. Now, what else can we say? Do we move into the 20? Or do we have some other intro where we maybe need to do a little bit more work up here? Because I haven't looked at the 9s or the 10s yet. The 9, I guess, could possibly be a 2-3-4. Well, is that... Well, I guess it is, because the 2... You could do a 2-3-4 here. That'd force a 1 onto this. And it could be like a 1-6, which would allow this to be 3 or 1-7 to make it 2 type of a situation. Well, no, it can't be a 7, but maybe we need to just dive into this guy further. There must be a 6. There we go. That's all we needed to do. Where does the 6 go? There has to be a 6 here. Right? Or was it? No, hold on. I think I ruled out the possibility of 6s here when I shouldn't have. No, I didn't, because this is a 6, 7, 8 triple. Okay. I just had to make sure I was looking at it correctly. One of these is a 6. This is not, because we can say that this is 6, 7, 8. One of these is. This is 7. Okay, there we go. These are not 7s. This is a 6, 8 pair, so this is 9. That forces the 8 and the 7. Good. Now this 7 says this was the 1-3 pair, so we get rid of the 4. And that's now going to say this is the 4 and the 3 and the 5 and the 4. This is the 6 now. This is not. That 2, 3, not quite determined. I guess we can probably dive into the 15 though, because we're gonna know what some of these digits are. Excuse me. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 are all done. So these are 6, 7s, 8s, and 9s. Now this can't have a 9 on it because the bare minimum would be a 9, 6. So this is 9. I guess this could be an 8, 6 if this was a 1. Or it could be a 7, 6. And this would be a 2. Those are the options there. One of these is a 6. What about you guys? There has to be a 5 down here. And then whatever's left over from these will pair with it. Okay. Now, trying to see if we can go further with this. Obviously, this can't have both a 1 and a 2 on it. There's probably other things that could occur. See if there's any decent bits of Sudoku we might be able to push through here. What about the 9s? Yeah, there can't be a 9 in this 10 cage, so one of these two is 9. That means you're not. Don't know what's in my throat, but it's been bothering me the last couple of days. Hold on a sec. Whew. Okay. There also can't be an 8 in this guy, but I don't know if we can... Well, we can't force an 8 into here. Because if we did, it would be 8 and 9, which would be 17. This would be a 3. It can't be a 3. So the 8 goes down here somewhere. We can't rule the 8 from these guys, though. This 1, 2, 3. I don't know that it does a lot more than than what it's saying there. This could this have these 6 on it? I would like to try to work out what these guys are. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8s, and these are just, yeah, these are 1, 2, 3s, and 6s. 5, 1, 3 could work. Trying to think of what these possibilities are. Or if we can remove the 6 from one of them and push it into something. Or the same with the 4. The 5 could help us out. I'll come back down here in a second. I want to try to look through this here. 2 or 3. This has to add to 7 or 8. Which means this can never be a 1. Because the most that would make this would be a 6. This could be a 1, though. Because if it was, this could be a 6. And this could be a 3. That would force this to be a 2-1 pair. And this would be the 5. I think that would all work together. You'd have to then see what I guess it does in here. Because this we said would be 1, 6, and 5. Yeah, this would just be a 2, 3, 4. That would work perfectly fine. Okay, let's see. Is there anything else there? Or do we need to just move on and try to find another location here? 9s, no. I don't think we're going to have anything yet on Sudoku side, so it's not really coming into play. Let's see if we can figure out something else about some of these other guys. Now, I guess it's also possible we can go back to the thought of math, because we have some givens here, but I don't know if that's necessarily coming into play. So like this guy down here, we have 30, 45. So these guys here will add to 45. 44. These guys are still kind of indeterminate. This could be as much as, well, I guess 16. Because this can't be a 1. So take a 16 out of there from 44, you're looking at 28. The max here would be a 7. You're at 21 still. But then between these four, you could easily get through to 21, I think. So, okay. So, what more can we say about some of these digits here? Because we can't use 7, 8, or 1 in any of these, or 3. This is a 3 as well. I'm going to do an ugly bit of work here for a second. And see if anything kind of pops its head out. This could never be a 2, because it would leave 18 here. I guess this guy could still be 2. There's probably multiple things that could occur there. If it's I don't know that we can further reduce this either, because if this is a 4, this just is a 9, 7. This would be the 9, this would be the 7. Those sorts of things would occur, so might be a little premature on these guys over here. I really feel like we should be able to work something out up here. Or do we need to do this maybe? Because we have givens in all of this. So we can probably work something out. Let's give it a look-see. So we said, I can't remember what we said previously, but this is 11, 19, 35. Plus a 15 gets us to 50. Plus a 5 is 55. Plus a 9 is 64. Plus a 5 from one of these two is 59. Plus a 6 from one of these two is 75. Did I say that right? Shoot, now I gotta go back and do it again. 11, 19, 35, 50, 55, 60, 69, 75. That's correct. So if these are 75, the remaining two digits, wherever they are, we don't know where the 6 and the 5 go. The remaining two digits have to add to 15. I guess that doesn't really do anything because we kind of know what all these digits are. Yes, that's not as good as I hoped it would be. 5 and the 6, and we have two digits that add to 50. It just has, yeah, it is these, it's just, yeah, that. This is, what we say, 5, 7, 8. Let's just put that in for the moment. Anything else we can do with that? I don't think so. We don't have enough information to try anything mathematical on here, I don't think. Okay, let's not find a little roadblock here. Let's see what the next step we can do. Is it, I was going to say, is it possible there's a 1 down here? And the answer is no. So one of these is going to be a 1. The reason why you can't put a 1 here, because if you don't put a 1 on the 10, it is a 2, 3, 6. Well, 2, 3, 6, and 1 breaks this. So one of these two will be a 1. Which means one of these two will be a 1, because this is the 1, 2, 3 pair we already said. Now I guess that starts to raise this slightly, but I don't know if that's going to be too helpful for us. 4s, we don't know about those. Trying to think of some things we can rule out from any of these places. We said we can't put a 2 in any of those, so one of these is. There's a 2 in one of these. 9, 2. I don't think we can rule out the 2 here either. So that doesn't seem like it's doing a whole lot for us. I keep coming back to this stuff. 125 or 235? There's probably something if I delve deeper into these. What if this had a 1 on it? Does that break anything? Two, three, five. No, not really. Because this could just be like a 2-3 pair with a 5 or a 6 with some other. Well, it couldn't be a 6 because that would force this to be a 1. So if this guy had a 1 on it, it would be a 1, 2, 6. I think is what I'm saying, because we'd be removing the possibility of a 6 here. So if this is 1, 2, 6, in that case, this would be a 3, 2, 5. This would be a 4. And this would be a 1, 3. Well, that would break. This can't be a 1, 3. This is a... Okay, I just had to look through it from that lens to see this. This can't be a 1, 3 pair. It is a 1, 2 pair. That sets this off. Okay. Whew. So that is 3. This is 5. These are not 5s. Let's get rid of that stuff. Now, what more does that tell us? This is a 1, 2 pair, so this is a 3, 4, 5. That forces this to be the 2 and the 3. These are not 3s. This guy has a 3 on it, which means it can't have a 6 on it, which means this is a 6. That's 9. This is 1. This is a 2, 3, 4. Okay. Got there eventually. This one is the 4. That 2, 3 says this is the 1 and the 2. Now that's the 3 and the 1. That forces the 1. Good. Anything now we can do? This is not 3. The 1 here says this is 2. Therefore, this is 1. This is not a 2. This is not 1. This is not 1, so you are. So I think we got all the 1s. Yeah, we did. Okay. One of these is a 3. These two digits have to add to 9. They can't be 8, 1, or 7, 2. So they're either a 6, 3 or a 5, 4. This is not 6, so this can't be 3. This is not 4, so this can't be 5. Okay. Can we now reduce some of these guys? This is a 9, 7. This could be a 4. Trying to think of where the 7 might be able to go. What are the options here? 9, 7 would work. 9, 6 would work. I think there's multiple ways this could go. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8s, and 9s. No one of those. We know one of this is not 8. Oh, we know what this is. This is a 2, so these have to add to 13. So this is the 6, 7. That forces the 5 and the 8. Oop, I'm on the wrong thing. 5 and 8. Get rid of that. That forces the 8 and the 7. Good. Now, what else does that do for us? 7, 7 here over doesn't really register. Okay. Let's check in on Sudoku, make sure we're not missing anything. One of those is 2s. We still know one of those is 2s. One of those is the 3s. 2 there, 3, 4, 1s. Don't think so. Oh, there it is, the 5s. There's only one place a 5 can go. It goes right here. If that's the case, this is 4. This is not 4. Alrighty, we're done here. Now, this is a 4 by Sudoku. There is a 4 down here somewhere. Okay, let's go through this, keep going through these. Okay, there we go. One of these is a 2, which forces the 3 and the 2, which forces a 3. 3, 2s and up. Let's keep going down those lines. So we can't rule out 2s over here yet, so okay, we'll move on from there. There is a 3 in here. Can we rule out? We can rule out a 9-3, so that's going to force a 3 here. Because if this is a 9-3, that's obviously 12. This would have to be 8. Can't be. This is 3. That removes this as 3. Probably possibilities of those being 3s. Okay. 4s and 2s and 3s. We can probably just think about this guy. What can this be? What's left over? 6 and 7. So it's either 9-6 or 9-7. If it's 9-7, this is 4. If it's 9-6, this is 5. So that's a 4-5 pair. This is not 4 or 5. Okay. Now let's start thinking about these guys. Because 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 are all done. So these are 6, 7s, 8s, and 9s. This is not 9. Hopefully we're starting to get into these is what I'm really trying to do. I don't see any other reductions there just yet. So let's think about some of these guys. What kind of groupings do we have here? This can't be 9-8. It can't be 9-7. Obviously, it can't be 9-9. I guess it could be a 9-6, and this would be a 5. What if it's a 6? Again, the 9-6 could work. That's a 5. Okay. There might be some groupings between these two as well, but let's go through these options and just make sure. 9-6, if this is a 6-7, that doesn't work. So this just can't be a 7, because we've ruled out 9-7 and 6-7. If this was a 6-7 pair, that's 13, it'd have to be another 7. It can't be. If it's a 9-7 pair, it is 16. This has to be a 4. It can't be. What about 6-8? That's 14. We'd have to put a 6 here. That can't work, because we'd have a double 6. And again, the 9-8 would be 17. This would have to be a 3. That doesn't... Okay, so this is just a 6-9 pair. Perfect. That means this is 5. These are not 6, 9, or 5. So this is just a 2-4 pair. This is not 5. What are these two guys? 7s and 8s. That helps, because it's going to tell us these are 6 and 8. Get those in there. Okay. Let's keep pushing these things now. This 6-9 says these are not 6s or 9s. So this becomes a 7-8 pair. Anything looking across the way just yet? Not quite. Let's think about this grouping. This is an 8-2. Doesn't work, because this would have to be another 8. If it's an 8-4, this would be a 6. That could work. If it's a 7-2, 2, this would have to be a 9, which could work. If it was a 7, 4 would have to be a 7. That can't work. So these are the options: 6, 7s, 8s, and 9s. This is a 2 or a 3 to finalize this guy. This is the only place an 8 can actually go in this row because of the 6, 7, 8, 9. So this is 8. This is 7. That 8 tells us what this is, right? Yep, has to be the 4, 6. That means this is 7, 6, which means this is 9. This is not 9. And let's just do the math on this. This is a 9. These have to add to 11. There's still a couple of ways that could work. Okay, let's see what else we can finalize. This is not a 4. 6, 9, 2, 3, 4. This is 2, 3, 4, or 5. Let's put that in, remove the 2. We have a 3, 4, oh wait, the 6 here comes back and says this is 7. That's the easy way to go about it. Now we know this is 16, so this is 4. Therefore, 3, 2, 4. This is 3. This is not. This is not. There's a 4, 5, so this is 3. These two are, well, 4 here says this is 5, and these two are givens. 2 and 9 looks to be the end game here. What are these guys? 6 and 8, so we can put those in. We can then get rid of some options. That's not 8. This is not 7. It is 8. This is not 8. That's a 7, 9 pair, which will work out at some point. What is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Looks like it is the answer to that question. This is not 6. 5, 6 is in... Oh, the 4 just says this is 2. The 5 says this is the 4 and the 5. We know this is a 7, 8 pair. We must have some Sudoku. Yeah, this is 2. Okay, let's fill in the blanks and then go through the last bits here of removal. 5, 7, 8, 9. This is not 7 or 8. This is not 5. 5, 6, 9. 6, 9 here says this is not 9 either. 5's, this, oh, the 8 says this just is 7. There we go. That forces 8 and 7. These are not 7s. This is not an 8. And it's not, well, the 7 says this is 9. Then we can say this is 5, which gives us 9 and 6 and 5 and 9 and 6 and 9. This becomes 8. This becomes 7. There we go. So the puzzle solution is correct. That was a good puzzle. It took us a second to figure out how to get started. And then once we got started, it moved a little bit, and then it got a little stuck again. But then it was really just kind of going through and seeing how some of these things could work. And once I got on the right track, it just started to go. So really good puzzle. I really did enjoy that one. Hope to see more like this and more from this setter. But yeah, the donut was delicious. So I'm glad I took a bite of it. Very nice. Really enjoyed that one. Anyway, I won't keep you any longer today. Hope you all enjoyed this one, and we'll see you next one. Thanks a lot.